Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Kadar Bun. I'd like to start off by saying, Kal Halayim Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Ba'Hashem Rahak Wadash. Double honors are given unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, men who have labored and suffered in this truth for over 30 plus years, making their lives and their bodies a living sacrifice. I also like to say shalom to the hopeful elect, the 1/3 nation of Israel, the various GMS camps, heads of those camps. Also to the Akim that are on the highways and hedges, not named GMS, but walk in one step, one body, one spirit, in Yahushua, with 100% truth, as taught to us all by the apostles and the elders. To you all, shalom. I wanna this ain't gonna be no long video, Lord willing. It's not gonna be long, just looking at this news report. As I always do, late night I do my reading and whatnot, or I look at videos and what. And this is another video just documenting this man's inconsistency, and now the fact that he is actually going into details of his inconsistencies, his lies and whatnot, And in doing so, I know by way of the scriptures and spirit that 2/3 of our people still are not going to catch it. But nevertheless, maybe the hopeful elect may hear this, and maybe this will be somewhat edifying. Just want to let this video play, pull a few precepts, and Lord willing, hope it's helpful.
Tonight, the confusion over booster shots and the FDA panel's surprise recommendation. Only those over 65 and at a high risk for COVID get that extra dose. The next steps for full approval for the boosters. And we get answers to the questions so many have.
Why the number 65 and older? Why not 60 or 50?
Crisis at the border. The new plan for the U.S. to deport thousands of mainly Haitian migrants being held in Texas, and the surge of federal agents heading in. Capitol Hill on lockdown today, but the police outnumbered the protesters. Families of those killed in that Kabul drone attack speak out to NBC News after the Pentagon says the strike was a mistake. What they are demanding. Back to Earth. The first fully civilian crew in space returns today, their historic splashdown. The massive police search for the fiancé of the woman who went missing on their cross-country trip. He's now a person of interest and has gone missing too. Pet care crisis. Almost every state seeing a shortage of veterinarians. Pet owners seeking care turned away. What you need to know. And the families who went from picking grapes to owning vineyards, drinking in the American dream.
I always wanted to know more about my grandfather. He was a hardworking man who came to New York from Puerto Rico when he was 17. With Ancestry, being able to put the pieces of the puzzle together, it's amazing. It's honestly amazing.
This is NBC Nightly News with Jose Diaz-Balart.
Good evening. There is confusion across the country tonight after that surprise recommendation to the FDA. The Biden administration was ramping up to offer booster shots for the COVID vaccine to all Americans over 16. But an FDA advisory panel bluntly rejected that, recommending only Americans over 65 and those at increased risk get that third shot. We know you have a lot of questions, so we're going to get answers from a panel of experts to help you make sense of it and make the right decisions for you and your family. But first, Kathy Park on that surprise vote.
More confusion tonight after the FDA Advisory Committee rejected Pfizer booster shots for most adults, but endorsed the extra dose for Americans over 65 and those at high risk, like cancer patients, organ transplant recipients, and the immunocompromised, plus healthcare workers more exposed to the virus. The panel deciding there was not enough evidence supporting a third dose for those 16 and older.
I guess it's slightly confusing, but I'm just going to rely on science.
I think we're as confused as we've been since the beginning of the COVID virus.
Pfizer made the case for boosters with data showing waning vaccine efficacy after 6 months. And after Friday's vote, said they will work with the FDA to address the committee's questions. And now questions about the Biden administration's widespread booster strategy after the president made this announcement last month.
8 months after your second shot, get a booster shot.
Biden's push for a third shot is getting pushed back from some of the nation's top medical experts who say he spoke too soon. The White House issued a statement writing in part, "We stand ready to provide booster shots to eligible Americans once the process concludes at the end of next week." That process includes an official sign-off by the FDA, which could come as early as next week, then the CDC's vote. It could be just days before millions more Americans roll up their sleeves again.
And Kathy joins us now. Kathy, do we know when Moderna and Johnson & Johnson boosters will be considered?
Well, Jose, the timetable is still a bit unclear at this point, but we do know that Moderna filed an application with the FDA this month. J&J has not, but they are still engaged with the agency. Jose?
Kathy Park in New York, thank you. If the new booster recommendations have you a little confused, you're not alone. We want to cut through that confusion now with the help of 4 top medical experts. The 2 main questions on most people's minds, is it safe and is it effective? Let's start with safety. Is it dangerous? Is a booster dangerous?
There's not really a danger.
Is there enough scientific evidence, information on its efficiency, on its safety?
It is 100% safe.
The booster shot is very safe for most of the population.
Our doctors agree there are no major negative health consequences to getting a booster shot. But the second big question, is a booster shot effective, is more complicated. When does that arc start shifting towards the downward in the 2-regimen vaccine that we've been receiving?
Yes, so you begin to get some waning of antibody protection sometime around 6 to 8 months later. And that affects principally older people.
In Israel, they've already started giving 3rd doses of the Pfizer vaccine to everyone over 12. Dr. Dan Weinberger studied those over 60 who received a booster there and found they were 11 times less likely to get infected and 20 times less likely to suffer severe illness.
We can clearly see that for people who are at high risk, for older adults and those with underlying conditions, getting that additional dose can potentially provide some additional protection against severe disease.
But what about those under 60?
It's not clear yet for younger individuals who are at lower risk for severe disease whether the booster is needed.
There's not as much evidence for younger people, but it's believed their immunity is holding up better. The message for younger people, for 16 and over, what would you say to those people?
They're very well protected at this point.
Among younger people, the protection of the vaccine remains very staunch.
What do you say to a 55-year-old who says, you know what, I'm seeing a lot more cases around me. I'm just going to go try and get that 3rd shot.
Certainly, I don't think that there's danger in doing that. It's not probably going to cause them any harm. It just may not do them as much good either.
But all our experts warn it may not be worth it.
No medical or pharmaceutical or vaccine intervention is completely benign.
We don't like to give medications or vaccines to people who don't really need them.
And you can visit planyourvaccine.com to find more information.
And that's about the gist of what I in particular want to hear. Because this man is sowing confusion. Straight up and down, confusion. That was the subject matter for today's video. Confusion. Let's get the definition of the word confusion, shall we? Confusion. Definition from Oxford Languages. Confusion. Lack of understanding. Uncertainty. There seems to be some confusion about which system does what. Definition 2, the state of being bewildered or unclear in one's mind about something. She looked about her in confusion. Let's get some synonyms. Instant confusion, the quality or state of being confused. Let's see. There's a lot of certainty. Baffled, bamboozlement, bewilderment, confusionness. Oh, I gotta stay on this phone here. It'll trip out on me. Distractions, puzzlement, tangled world. There's a lot of bewilderment that's been going on as far as a mainstream news media. These mainstream news outlets, these platforms has been spreading a lot of confusion. But at the same time, they're telling on themselves. But when you're able to deceive the people in such a manner that they will still walk like locked in step, one spirit, one body, in utter confusement by bringing on their experts in one breath, it's 100% safe. And then in another sense, their natural immunity will be enough for certain ages. And they're coming out against the booster shots. I mean, you just got to see it for what it really is. You just got to receive it for what it really is. I want to grab a scripture real quick. Let's go. Let's see what it is. 1 Corinthians 14. And it's just relevant to this particular video, to this particular subject matter. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 33, and it says, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints." The Most High is not an author of confusion. And we know that scripture is going into dealing with the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, mainly. But it's appropriate for this particular video, just to start out the scripture, because there's a whole lot of confusion going on. And this so-called white man, Esau, he's looked at as a god, especially with that science, He has a lot of the people of the nation of Israel bamboozled, confused, bewildered at what they should do right about now, But our people, by and large, they just keep believing this man. Keep believing this man, trusting him, Let's get it. Because our folks are trusting anything that comes out this man's mouth. Anything. Especially our elderly. This is Jeremiah 17, and we're going to start at verse 7. It says, "Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord Yahweh, and whose hope the Lord is." Trust in him, and your hope, your faith, your belief is in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Blessed be him. Because you blessed, because you hope and you believe and you trust in a true power. Not in a man that's going to die, that's going to bleed, that's going to get old, that's going to be destroyed. That's in vain. Verse 8. "For we shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaves shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit." Verse 9, it says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?" And to believe in this man in your own, in your own mind, and your mind goes into that word heart. You're doing nothing but deceiving yourself. Because You're trusting in a liar. You know. You're trusting in a straight up liar when you believe in this man and his confusion and whatnot. Straight up. There's a lot of scriptures in here that deal with being, in trust. We're going to go to Jeremiah 17:5. It says, "Trust saith the Lord, Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusts in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart depart from the Lord Yahweh." A lot of our people mind their spirituality, their faith, their belief have departed from the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because they actually believe this man. If you go out on the streets, and just out in the public, just on your day-to-day, whatever you have to do, going to get groceries, going to pay bills, your day-to-day things that you have to do, and you just look at all the Israelites running around here with masks on, what I'm talking about, and questioning one another about these damn vaccines. They trust in this man. They trust in him. And they're going to be cursed. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. For he shall be like the heat in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabited. And so shall this place be just like a salt land and not be inhabited. Soon and very soon. Soon and very soon. Soon and very soon. Let's see, let me go to Psalms real quick. Psalms chapter 5. Straight to the point. This is Psalms chapter 5, verse 4. It says, "For thou art not a God that had pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee." Verse 5, "The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity." And the Most High hate these dumbass people, man. And 2/3 of his own people. But believing in this man, trusting this man. But trusting in this man. Because this man is full of double speak, double-mindedness. All of the above, that's wicked. The workers of iniquity. This is Psalms chapter 12 and verse, starting at the top, it says, "The chief musician upon Simit, a psalm of David. Help, Lord Yahweh, for the godly man cease. For the faithful fall from among the children of men. They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord Yahweh shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said, with our tongues will we prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? And that's what they're doing by pushing this propaganda about these CV Axle 19s and these dumbass damn shots that come along with this deceitful lie that this man is pushing and propagating. He got a whole bunch of things going on in his playbook right about now. So he's sowing confusion with these boosters and Moderna and 65 and over and it's just a bunch of confusion. And through it all, the people who are harmed the most can't see nothing. They can't really see what's actually happening. They can't see the intent of these wicked ass people. You understand? They can't see the true intent that this wicked race of people is really pushing. This is Daniel chapter 12, and let's get it real quick. Let's see. Straight to the point. This is Daniel, it's like 12. I was looking for 12. No, I was in the right one. Daniel 11. I was in the right one. Because I wanted to get one script out of this. Listen to this here. This is Daniel 11 and 27. It says, "And both these kings' heart shall be to do mischief, and they shall speak lies at one table. But it shall not prosper for ye, for yet the end shall be at the time appointed." Huh? Let's read that one more time. "And both these kings' hearts shall be to do mischief." Now you talking about the kings, you're talking about the lower tier kings like these presidents, these prime ministers, you understand? These heads of state. And they sit at the table and lie one another, you know what I'm talking about? Let's read again. It says, "And both these kings' hearts shall be to do mischief, and they shall speak lies at one table. But it shall not prosper, for yet the end shall be at the time appointed." They're doing as according to that wicked ass spirit was designed and created to do. And they don't have a stop button. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the stop button. You understand? That point in time, it's rapidly approaching, because guess what? The people of the Lord, they believe these lies. They believe these lies. You know, straight up and down. Let's see. Let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms. And the house of Israel, the 1/3 nation of Israel, need delivering from these ratchet people and their lying lips. This is Psalms 120, starting at verse 1, a song of degrees. "In my distress I cry unto the Lord Yahweh, and he hear me. Deliver my soul, O Lord Yahweh, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue." This is for the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, because 2/3, they just go, hey, they believe in this. They trust this. They trust what's going on. It's evident that you trust it. And it says, verse 3, "What shall be given unto thee, or what shall be done unto thee, thou false tongue?" They have an appointed time to be put to death, to be taken out of rulership. That's what's going to be done for them. Understand? That's what's going to be done for them. We're going to, same book. Let's see. 144. Let's see, same book. It says, this is same book, but chapter 144, spiritual, 144. We're going to start at verse 7. It says, "Send thy hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of the great waters, from the hand of strange children." These people that rule over us strange. In every way possible, they're strange. from their doctrine, from their beliefs, from their total reversal of everything that is lawful according to the scriptures. They are the very definition of strange. Verse 8, and it says, whose mouth speak vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. You know, and that's supposed to be the righteous, the right side. But the righteousness, right side of the left-hand side is always going to be wickedness. You cannot trust these people. But you know what? I'm going to close out with this one right here. Oldie but goodie. Let's go to, let's see, Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 17, I think it is. Let's see. And it reads, this Proverbs 20 and verse 16, it says, take his garment that is surely for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. It says, bread of deceit is sweet to a man, but that one I'm looking for. I don't think that's it. No. Let me see. Which one was that? That might have been Salakia. That was not the one I was looking for. Let's see now. That was not the one I was looking for. But you know what? Since we're in Proverbs, one did pop up. Let's go. Let's see. 30 and 8. This is Proverbs 30 and 8. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. And the food that we need right now is these laws, statutes, commandments. We need to be highly up on what the Lord has called us to do from since the time he first delivered us out of Egypt. That's what we need to be fed with. That's what we need to be doing. We need to be returning back to that. Returning back to the original plan. And follow in that script. Follow in that blueprint to the best of our ability. Remove far from me vanity and lies. That's all this society is about. Vanity. It's worthless. And they conceive of nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. You know what? Let's get one more on this, man. I think Proverbs 10. Let's see. It's not Proverbs, it's Psalms. That's what my problem is. This is Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 7. It says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Straight up vanity. With his threats. And they're not idle. This man is going to be given permission to go out and mow down the nation of Israel, at least at 2/3. Huh? Let's get that. Let's see where it is. Right. 13 and verse 8. Two-thirds of our people gonna get mowed down. That's what that scripture just said. Let's read. This says, this is Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 7. It says, awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. Verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. And it read right there, awaken on my sword. Now, we're going to find out who the sword is. And I want to say that's in Psalm 17, I believe. Psalm 17 and 13, I believe. Yes, and check this out. It says right here in Psalm 17 and 13, it says, arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. The wicked is his sword. These people who are deceiving you with this confusion and these lies, Moderna this and Pfizer that and J&J this and Booster that. This is the Lord's sword. The wicked. And we'll pull one more and close out on it. Let's see, Malachi, because we want to know who the wicked is. And we're going to get straight to the point. It says, this is Malachi 1:4, and it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord Yahweh, thy power, had indignation forever. The border of wickedness, Esau, Edom, which is that sword. Keep trusting in these people, and you're going to get what you deserve. And with that, I want to say all praise, honor, and glory given unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.